What's going on? It's Connor from the Dolphins Dive, and today's preview day. We're breaking down Dolphins versus Texans, which is tomorrow. Before I hop into the video, I'm just going to do a quick little plug to my shirt shop, dolphinsdive.com. We got Black Friday sales going all the way until Monday. Just use code Black Friday, 20% off everything. I'd appreciate it so much. You can get Mike McDaniel McLovin shirts, two-time shirts, Javon Holland, Jalen Waddle, the whole thing. So check it out, 20% off down below. So without further ado, you know how we do it. Offense first. Dolphins offense versus Texans defense first. The Dolphins offense is 7th in points per game, which they're steadily climbing. They'll probably finish top 5, hopefully, by the end of the year. The Texans defense is 18th in points allowed. Dolphins are 2nd in passing yards per game. Texans are 14th. So the decent passing defense from the Texans. Dolphins are 27th in rushing yards per game. Once again, we're going to start climbing, though. I feel like our rushing offense has improved. And the Texans are a whopping last in the league in rushing yards allowed. So that's a clear point of emphasis to exploit, and that's the first offensive key of the game, is to run the ball, pound it down their throats. Dolphins are coming off one of their best rushing attacks of the year against the Browns. Let's keep it moving against the worst rushing defense in the league. Raheem Mostert likely isn't going to play, so looks like it's going to be the Jeff Wilson show, which I'm not going to complain about because he's on my fantasy team. So we can take all the points we can get, okay? Fighting for the playoffs. So, yeah, that should be the number one point of emphasis. This scheme has always been predicated on running the football, despite the fact that we're a more pass-heavy team. The point of emphasis should be running the football. Second thing to build off running the ball, play action passing. Once again, that's kind of how this offense is built. Run the ball, stretch, make the defense worried about the run, make them bite up, throw it over their heads, throw open passing windows, and hit those windows. So run the ball, play action passing off of that. The last key of the game, this is kind of how our offense is built, but get the ball to the best receiving duo in all of football. If anyone's trying to debate that, you're an idiot, okay? Simple as that. I'll debate you to the death. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill are the best receiving duo on any football team in the world. So debate that, okay? Have fun. But yeah, run the ball, play action passing, get the ball to our duo. Simple as that. I think we outmatch the Texans defense in terms of firepower, so I think the Dolphins offense should win more times than they lose on Sunday, and that's what I hope to see. Players to watch for the Texans, they've got a couple people, but not many. Number one on this list, still going at like 34 years old, Jerry Hughes, still getting after the quarterback, still defending the run. The guy is a dog. We've seen him in division for a long time with the Bills. He's now on the Texans. I wish, for the sake of him being 34 years old, he was on a more competitive team that was able to win football games more often and maybe make a playoff push. But he's helping the Texans win some games. So shout out Jerry Hughes. Hopefully we shut him down on Sunday. Second on this list, he's more of a young up-and-coming guy. He gets beat sometimes, but he also makes some plays. It's Jalen Petrie, rookie. I forget where he's from, but he's one of the best safeties coming out in the draft. So, like I said, he's not perfect. He's young, but he's a solid up-and-coming guy. So keep an eye on him. He'll be a name for years to come. I wish we were able to face Stingley, but he's injured. So that's another up-and-coming guy that they got on the Texans defense. So the Texans' future is bright. They're building their assets up. They're getting their young talent. They're kind of in our 2021 year. Or no. See, it's hard because the Dolphins took a big jump from 2020 to 2021. But, you catch my drift. Or, yeah. The Dolphins took a big jump. They're not taking as big of a jump, but they're getting their young talent, building their assets up, and then they're going to continue to grow that talent. Last on this list, Desmond King. He's been in the league for some years. Had some years with the Chargers. I believe the Titans as well, if I'm not mistaken. He's a solid slot cornerback. He's probably one of their best defensive back. So if you're going to avoid targeting someone, it's going to be him. But considering our weapons, I don't think there's anyone that you're going to avoid targeting, in my opinion. So overall, like I said, I think the Dolphins offense has a clear edge. So hopefully that shows on Sunday. Now, defensive side of the ball, the Texans offense is 30th in points per game. Dolphins defense is 22nd in points allowed, so Dolphins have the edge in that aspect. Texans are 26th in passing yards per game. Dolphins defense is 22nd in passing yards allowed. So once again, a slight edge. And I should not fail to mention that the Texans are switching quarterbacks from Davis Mills to Kyle Allen. And does anyone remember in the offseason when the whole narrative was like, oh, Davis Mills has the same stats as Tua? Well, guess what? He don't. He's benched. So just funny how some of those off-season narratives are starting to play out. Texans are 29th in rushing yards per game, which honestly is a surprise to me, especially with the emergence of Dameon Pierce. I thought their rushing offense was a lot better than that, but 29th in rushing yards per game. Dolphins defense is 17th in rushing yards allowed. And I think that number slightly skewed due to the whole Justin Fields game and the Lamar Jackson game with the rushing quarterbacks. The Texans don't have that in Kyle Allen, so that shouldn't be too much of a threat. And even our last game against the Browns, we did a good job stopping the run consistently. It's just towards the end, there was that big run from Chubb. But we're able to contain the run for the most part. I'm confident in our rushing defense. With that said, the first key for the defense is to tackle Dameon Pierce. The dude is an absolute dog. Arguably, Offensive Rookie of the Year, probably him or Olave right now, but dude's tough to bring down. So that's got to be the first point of emphasis. Stop the run and tackle Dameon Pierce. Dude's a dog. 4th round pick, too, out of Florida. So shout out to Dameon Pierce. He's having a great year. Very, very good back. So, yeah, it's going to be the first point of emphasis. If you're not able to stop him, they're going to feed him the entire game until you can. So tackle and stop Dameon Pierce, first key of the game. Second, disguise looks. Now, our defense has kind of switched. We were more of a man-predicated team, send lots of pressure. We're switched to more of like a drop 7 kind of team, disguising our coverages. A lot of cover 3. But just in general, give Kyle Allen more looks. Run cover 3, man coverage, cover 2, cover 4. Just make him think. And then obviously when we get to third down, send our pressure looks and whatnot. But the third key of the game kind of goes against that, is let our base pass rush cook. And like I said, our identity on defense is kind of switched. So let the 4 guys up front cook and play bend don't break, because we can't run our regular style, or at least we haven't been. I think it's due to the injuries at cornerback between Byron, Needham, and all of those guys. So let the base pass rush cook. Bradley Chubb had a phenomenal game against the Browns. Jalen Phillips had a phenomenal game against the Browns. Or I don't know specifically how he did, but Jalen Phillips has been coming on really strong. You have Christian Wilkins, Zach Sealer, a lot of guys up front. Keep them fresh, keep them coming, and you can just let them cook and not have to send extra pressure as much. Obviously, the Dolphins still are going to do that. If you get to 2nd and 3rd and long, send the dogs, but for the most part, we have the talent up front to win and drop more coverage than we used to do in the past, which is different than usual. Players to watch for the Texans. I already mentioned him, obviously, Dameon Pierce, Rookie of the Year candidate, very tough runner. He's kind of carrying their offense currently. Second on this list, every Miami Dolphins favorite player, absolute legend. Build him a statue outside of Hard Rock, Laramie Tunsil. Obviously, he's the reason we were able to acquire so many young talent because of the trade with the Texans. So shout out to Bill O'Brien for bringing in Laramie Tunsil to Houston. I wish him nothing but the best. He's a great left tackle, so whoever he's going up against probably going to have a quiet night, or day, rather. But Laramie Tunsil's still a stud for the Texans, so someone to watch out for. Would love for him to somehow become a Dolphin again. It's not likely, though. He's a left tackle. We have Armstead, but whatever. And last but not least on this list, Brandon Cooks. He's having a down year, but he's still very underrated player. He had like 4 seasons in a row with 1,000 yards on different teams. I forget the exact stat, but it was crazy. Brandon Cooks is a stud. He doesn't get as much love as he deserves. Once again, having a down year, there's the whole controversy at the trade deadline where he wanted to get traded, and then he sat a game out. A lot of stuff. He's having a down year, but the Texans kind of stink. So once again, Brandon Cooks is a stud. Watch out for him. That's all I've got for players to watch on the Texans. So my prediction for the game is 34-17 Dolphins win, which would make the Dolphins at 8-3. I'm currently 8-2 on predictions. I would make my predictions 9-2. So I'm pretty good. I should just bet the Dolphins game, because 80% of the time I'm gonna be right. So looks like I know stuff. I appreciate you guys for watching. Please comment down below your score prediction. And like I said, we have that Black Friday deal running all the way until Monday. Code Black Friday, 20% off anything on the store. I appreciate anybody for watching. It means a shit ton to me. And until next time, I'll catch y'all.